Howdy folks, Argsy here. We are just down taking a look at the corn in our two fields, our leased fields that we are running, that these are all our crops. So we just thought we'd pop down, have a look and see how they're going, and they're looking good. Look at how tall they are. Nice big stand of corn. So impressed and looking forward to getting down here and getting in and harvesting them. Now it's a day later than when we were in here last time. Like I said, there was a little bit of rain forecast, and as a result we decided we'd put a pause on the harvest, stop the combine and wait until it had passed before we started doing the next field. So it's the next day, and as you can see, the weather's looking good and no rain in the forecast, so we should be able to get down there and get those beans finished off just a little bit later on. Now we have just been, the reason we're over this side of town, or over the side of the farm, is we've just been down to see one of the other neighbours. We've asked them about actually borrowing some anhydrous equipment off them, and we're looking to get some anhydrous applied onto our soybean fields. The plan is for next season to run corn in those fields, transition over from the soybeans. So I thought it might be a good idea to try and get some anhydrous into those before winter, just to give a little bit of a boost to the nitrogen and get it ready for the corn to go in spring. So they seem pretty happy with us leasing that off them. We've agreed a bit of a rate per acre. We'll obviously supply the anhydrous, we'll get our own anhydrous for that, but yeah, they were happy for us to use that. So I'm looking forward to getting that out and pulled behind the fort, but that's a task for another day. I think we're going to have a little bit of a window between the corn being ready and the soybeans being finished, so we might be able to make a bit of a chance to jump in and do some tillage, get that done before the corn's ready to go. Fingers crossed, at least, if this weather stays the way it is, we're definitely going to have that opportunity. Anyhow, let's head on back over to the farm. Not much to do today. We just got to wait for this weather to, well, not clear, but just got to wait for those beans to dry out enough to be able to get in and start harvesting. So head on back over to the yard, make sure everything's good to go there, and we'll see you over there. So I've just finished checking over the auger. We've got the grease gun out and given that a bit of a tickle up, greased all the certs and things like that. Checked the belt, it's all running nice and tight. PTO and everything like that on the back of the tractor's all looking very good. Now we had a chat to Uncle as well when we finished off yesterday. He agreed we should try and top this bin up, and anything that is left we will throw into the back of the truck and take on down to the co-op and get sold, make a little bit of cash for them. So he's happy with that agreement. Now, I'm not sure where we're at with this other bin. I do want to get it in here very soon, so we're just waiting on the guys to finish getting that all packed up and brought down here, and obviously the smooth wall one as well. Now, just while we're standing here next to the International, this is a 46 Series International. I've had a few comments to say this isn't actually entirely appropriate to have here in the US. The 46 was more of a European style tractor, or certainly saw more time in fields in Europe. We'd be better off having the 66 or 86 Series International. So keen to get your thoughts and opinions on that in the comments. Should we replace it? Should I swap it out with something that's a little bit more appropriate here in Taheton County rather than something that you might find in the fields of France? So again, let me know down in the comments, and let me know what you think. Oh, hang on, that's Uncle coming over. Oh, he looks a bit wound up. We'll go and have a chat to him, see what he wants. Well, that was an interesting conversation and took a lot longer than I thought it was. And yeah, we had a good chat to Uncle actually, but interestingly, he had an email from the big farm, the one over the other side, the one that's trying to buy up all the land. They wanted to offer him some very, very good money for the farm. I don't know whether they've been watching the videos and seeing what we're doing here and the improvements we're already starting to make, and thought maybe they need to get in now before it becomes really, really valuable. Well, I can tell you what Uncle's response was, and it went something along the lines of this. You're not f***ing buying my f***ing land, it's not f***ing sale. You guys can just f*** off and stop trying to buy all the f***ing land around here. The farm is not for sale. Well, you can just use your imagination what those beeps might have taken out. I think the first day of harvest, getting into those couple of soybeans fields, really boosted Uncle's spirits. Seeing all the hard work that we'd been putting into things starting to pay off, and he's pretty excited to get into the rest of the fields, get the soybeans finished off, and then get over into the corn. So on that basis, he's decided we're ready to go. It's 11 AM, things have dried out, it's warm, nice day. So we're ready to go and get back into the harvesting. So we're going to jump in, we'll drive on over and go and get the combine up and going. I must admit though, I haven't seen Uncle like this for a long time. I think what he's seeing has given him a bit of a new lease on life. He's already talking about what he wants to start upgrading on the farm, getting the shed finished, buying some new equipment. And I said, hang on, Uncle. I think you better go and get on better terms with the bank and get rid of some of that debt we've got already hanging over our heads. Already done a good job demonstrating that we can make some regular repayments, which they weren't doing, but I still think he needs to do a little bit more on that before wholesale upgrades are in the offing. I mean, the equipment's doing us well, actually. Combine's going well, the tractor's good, so I think we just need to focus on that. Keep our bums down and get as much work done as we can. Anyhow, we're going to go and start harvesting. We'll see you up there. Well, just while the combine's been warming up, we've been giving it a once over, make sure everything's good. It's all looking in pretty good shape, so I think it should be ready to get up and going now. Even isn't getting that dirty, which is really nice. You know, our love for clean equipment. So get up on here. There we go, get that door closed, get that pulled down, and I think we're pretty much ready to turn things on. So crank up the header, everything up and running, and we'll jump into this field and make a little bit of a start. There we go. Last lot of soybeans, last field of soybeans, and of course this is our biggest. I think we had a space for about 1100 more beans to go into the bin. I'm hoping, based on the fact that it's a 16 acre field and we've been sort of averaging 100 bushels an acre over the last few fields, that we're going to get 1600 bushels off that, which will mean we'll have about 500 or so to sell when we get towards the end, which is almost a full truckload. So that'll be exciting if that is what we can do and what we can achieve. So, as per norm, and it has been a little bit of the norm lately, we're just going to jump into a bit of a time lapse here while we get the field opened up, get things up and running, and we'll see you once we've got through that. There we go, that's 3 times around the field, and looking at our acres, we've harvested 8 acres, so that's half the field done just in 3 headland passes, and there's the truck full, which is what I was hoping was going to happen. So what we're going to do, we're going to set Uncle up here running along the field. We're going to take the truck down to the silo, down to the yard, get that put in the silo, and then we'll come back up. But in the meantime, Uncle will be able to carry on and get a decent way through this field. It's not the best one to have a worker working on, but I think it'll work out alright. What I might do is just cut out this little corner here, make a nice straight pass that the worker can run along, Uncle can run along, and get him up and started. Then we got Uncle all sorted, set him up on a row that was a little bit offset because it got a little bit wider as the row went along. So we are going to head on down this little track. It would be great to upgrade this actually at some stages. The access into this field's not at all the best, but no traffic coming, which is good. We'll be able to jump straight out here onto the road and head on down to get this dumped into the silo. 709.5 bushels, so we're only going to be able to take another half truckload or so until the bin will be full, which I guess it aligns with what we've got. We've harvested 8 acres and got 709 bushels. We've got another 8 acres to go, which will be another truckload or so, but it won't all go in. So let's go and find out. We'll see how far away from being full we are. Right, before we get anything tipping there, we do just need to jump in and turn the tractor on, make sure the PTO is all running. Alright, and there we go, that is that all up and started, so should be good to go. It's now tipping some beans up in here and getting this bin pretty close to full. And there we go, everything looks to be working just perfectly, so we'll get this emptied out and then we'll take a look at how much space we've got left in the bin. And there we go, truck is empty, looks like the auger is done, and we've got 3104 bushels with the total capacity in this of 3557, so what's that, 453 bushels can go in there, so yeah, it is about half a truckload, a little bit over half a truckload. So let's get back down there, see how Uncle's going, and see how many bushels we do manage to get out of that field, how many we do get sold. I don't think it's going to be quite as much as we thought. But it's pretty good timing. Looks like Uncle's just got to that end of a pass, so I don't know how many times he's been back up and down, whether that's his fourth or only his second. Must be his fourth, just looking there at the rows where we're not getting the time marks. So, third, won't it? 1, 2, 3... Up, down, back, I don't know. I give up trying to figure it out. Must only be his second. Right, we'll just wait for him to get up here beside us, and then we will start getting unloaded. Get some more beans out of the back of the combine. Definitely done 4 passes. This would be his 5th, because the gleaner has the offset chopper on the back there. So all of the chaff and actually everything, all the debris that comes out the back of the combine is a little bit offset. It's off on the left hand side, which is why we get sort of this spread pattern. We have a little strip where none of the chaff gets spread to, and going the other way, or going the way we're going now, the chaff actually touches and covers the whole field. So unique little thing here with the gleaner, but there we go, that is most of the beans out of it. Still another 244 actually, that's not bad, is it, considering how much of the field there is still to go. So we'll park up just here and wait until Uncle needs an unload again. Then we'll get them emptied and keep things moving. So on to the last section of the field over here. I'm hoping there's going to be enough beans here in the back of the combine that we can get over that 550, but no, it doesn't look like it. There's still a few more. Just drifted across a little bit. There we go. If we can get to the 550, I'll run those over to the yard, go get them into the bin, get that bin topped up, and then that's not enough. 493. Oh, we'll let Uncle do a couple more passes. But once we've got that, then we can keep back here, get things emptied, and taking it down to wherever the best price is. I might just have a little bit of a ring around, figure out exactly where we're going to go and get the last of the beans sold. But it's not going to be quite as many as I thought. I honestly thought we might have ended up with, oh gosh, I don't know, 300 or 400 bushels, not what looks like it might only be 150, maybe 200 bushels to sell. But anyhow, better than none, isn't it? Alright, well that should be enough. Not going to take more than we need to, but good to see we have got to the limit. We'll get on back over to the yard And I expect by the time we've done that, we'll find that Uncle will finish that little section off before we even get back. Then we'll be all done here in the soybean field and all done with soybeans for this season. It would be good to have a grand total on exactly how many beans we've managed to harvest and take a look and compare that to what we had this time last year. Well, just before we start tipping, I double checked and we actually needed 453 bushels, not 573, so we've actually got 120 already in here that we will be able to sell. So I'm going to try and get this as close as possible because I don't want to end up with a whole lot in the auger. I think we'd have to pull the auger off, pull it down and empty it out if we do. So I'm going to keep an eye, try and get to that sort of 130 maybe, 130 mark left here in the truck, and then we'll go and see how much we've got in the bin. If it's pretty much close to full, then I might just leave things there, but there we go. Well, we can go a little bit more than that, maybe a little bit more than that. There we go. Let's go and have a look at the bin and see whether it's full or not. 3557 is the magic number we're trying to target. Let's just have a look. 3551, so we're 6 bushels short. Let's gamble. I'm a gambling man. Let's see if we can get those last 6 bushels out. Well, we just put 5 in. And I think that's as close as I want to go with the gamble. Just go and double check. 3556. There we go. Bin is full. So let's head on around about here. Look there, and that should. Look up top. No, we haven't closed the lid. I know there's a switch for it here somewhere. And there we go. We did manage to get it closed. So the lid closed. Bin is done. And that is shut up now until the price for soybeans gets to the best we can get. So let's head on back over to the field. So we've got 121 bushels sitting up here in the truck. That will be going to the co-op to get sold, and we'll find out whatever we've got left over in the field. So it might be closer to 3, possibly even 400 bushels. Getting closer to what I expected anyhow. Well, Uncle has given us the privilege of harvesting the last little section here. Got another pass, just get this one here done, and one more pass to go, and we will be all complete with soybeans. 160 bushels so far, plus the 130 or so in the truck, so we're getting up there. We're just short of 300 bushels, so that'll go alright actually. We'll go and get a bit of money for it. Won't be huge, but it'll be cash all the same, and reduce that little bit of deficit and overdraft that we currently have in the bank account. Get this spun around. One more pickup to do, I think. I was trying to count the rows as we were going down. I think it was 10 rows, and that's about the limit here of what we can pick up with the header. Look at that, spot on. No row of shame, no bonus rows or anything like that. Just the exact perfect amount to get picked up in one pass, and that'll be done. We'll get down to the end. Going to get over maybe 190 bushels, not quite, 185 possibly. Whatever it is, that's all good because this is just money for us at the moment. To the end, last few plants, and then we'll be all out of beans. We go 100, almost 190, 160, 187. Perfect. Right, well, let's head on over to the truck. We'll get this dumped out. Now, I have rung around, and GW Grains, which is down near the agronomist office, over on that side of the county, that is the best price at the moment. There's not a huge amount in it, but they are certainly offering the best price for us. So we will take the truck down there and go and get it unloaded, tipped out. Be interesting to see. Actually, it'll be the first time we will have unloaded into one of the co-op sell points, so hopefully the repairs we made to the tipper don't fail us down there. I don't think they should. If they can work in that auger, they should be fine. Right, let's just get this spun around, unloaded into the truck, and get the last of the beans sold. 307.8 bushels, so about where I was expecting. I said between 300 or 400 I would have been happy, so we should be happy there with 300 bushels. Right, let's get on down this way, head on down the road, take a left down at the dealer, go past those nasty farmers operating down that side of town, and get down to GW Grains, get this all unloaded. Here we are at GW Grains. Let's go and see about getting this unloaded, see how much money we make, see if the truck is going to work over the tipper or not. Driven up into here, head over the dump bed and get this unloading. Here we go, there's our trigger. That tipping. Let's just wait and see. So far so good. Gonna keep on going? Yes it is. Perfect, look at that. Working like a charm. And money is going, well it's going up, but kind of going down. The debt's going down, the money's going up. Not going to get to zero, but not bad. 7 grand plus a $600 environmental bonus. So got a little bit of income there. But Uncle and Aunt pay a couple of months of loan repayments, cover a couple of those, which is great. So imagine we'll probably do the same with the corn, depending on how much of that we get. Of course we're going to have the 2 silos to put that in, and we need to factor in the fact I've got my own corn to harvest, and we need to figure out whether we're going to be able to have room for that or not. We're going to head back up to the yard now. We need to go and get the combine out of the field, and then it's really just going to be a series of tidying things up, getting ready for those other bins to be delivered. We need to get the auger moved out of the way, make sure that's all good to go, get the combine changed over to get onto corn. What else do we need to do? We need to go and pick up this anhydrous toolbar. We'll organise a few tanks of anhydrous. I don't even know how much that we're going to need. We need to have a chat to someone a little bit more knowledgeable than us, figure out whether we'll need more than one, and get everything sorted. We're going to make a start on tilling some of that soybean ground, getting that ready for planting next season, or at least getting a first cut over it and getting some anhydrous injected in. So that is the plan for next time, but for now that is us all done here. Hope you've enjoyed this episode. As always, thank you all very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.